Side by side for the lead. Oh, into the wall they go.
Wrecking, stay bottom, keep coming. Good, keep coming. Roll, go.
The 3 of Austin Dillon squeezes through. He is in front.
Unbelievable. See right there, the 3 car of Austin Dillon trying to generate a run.
Keep coming, keep up, keep going. All good, everybody's good. Nice job.
Now the 3 out front and the rest of the field trying to reel them back in.
Come on, up. There you go. Nice square. Coming to the checker.
It's Austin Dillon who wins in Daytona.
Thank you, Jesus, baby! Yes!
It's crazy. You just never give up. We had some tough finishes this year, like Charlotte, man. I didn't finish it off. Today we finished it off, and I'm so proud of these guys, and I'm glad to be going to victory lane.
Hey race fans, welcome into Backseat Drivers. I'm Alex Hoover, joined by NBC Sports' Steve Letarte and our resident analyst, Mamba Smith. And guys, we're not in Daytona anymore. Thank you.
It was a long 3 days, but it was worth it in the end. It was a great finish. I didn't need it to take 3 days to get there.
I was thinking about you while you guys were down there.
Thanks.
Cheering you on.
Yeah, when you look at Mamba's Instagram story and there's selfies of him at a bar and you're sitting there in the media center at Daytona, man, that's a reality check, let me tell you. All right, well, Austin Dillon got back on the lead lap with under 30 to go and avoided the big one, resulting in him going from 15th to first. Before the race was red flagged due to weather. In the final 20 laps, Dillon outdueled Austin Cindric and took the checkered flag, but Cindric wasn't too happy with the move. Here's what both Austins had to say after the race.
I got hit by another race car going 190, 200 miles an hour. Glad I saved it, glad I had a shot to come back through the field, but he's racing for a playoff spot. You totally expect to get drove through, just kind of a matter of time, but just frustrating just to be that close, and you know that it's just going to come down to when are they going to take the run. And I was lifting all the way into the tri-oval, trying not to get that gap that big, and they were just backing up to each other, working together as they should. So kind of pissed about it, but can't be too upset. In the playoffs and have a lot to fight for. Great opportunity.
I knew that if we got to the white, I was afraid somebody would, if I waited too long, I was afraid somebody would wreck behind us. So I wanted to go ahead and get the lead. We were able to get it. I had a big run to him, and then I had my teammate, the 8, back there. I knew we were in pretty good shape there to the end, and he did a good job checking up any kind of run, and just a little too much push there, and got him loose, and we went going.
All right, so all the drama, and then we end up with the two Austins fighting. So it was drama with both that pass, but also the big one. But which moment, when it comes to the ending of the race, was bigger, had more of an effect on the race, Steve? Or Mamba?
Well, I was going to let Mom go first because I could really, here's why. I could coin flip it, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't miss the wreck, he doesn't have a chance. But you still have to win the race. Second wasn't going to be good enough. And that move, first of all, was a little odd. Like, he didn't hit him that hard, and Cindric got loose. You could see Cindric was a little upset, as he should be. You know, he just lost the race. I like the emotion. But making that sort of pass with those fewer cars can be very difficult because you don't really have the run. And the guys behind him, you know, weren't really dominant cars that were going to give him a big push. So, you know, it's easy to say the wreck because it was the biggest moment, but in the end, I'm going to take the opposite. I'm going to say the pass on Cindric because the wreck doesn't matter if you don't win the race.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pass because making that pass to Steve's point with not very many cars there and having to make the right run, you're almost mano a mano. And normally in that situation, a big block comes and then you're getting wrecked anyway. So for him to be able to pull off the pass and no one get wrecked to the finish was huge. Again, I was going at it with people on Twitter after the race. They were like,
I saw.
Yeah, they were like, look, they were like, Austin didn't even try to pass him. Every race he wins is luck. Well, I'm like, look, man, you got to put yourself in a situation to be there for one. So that's not lucky. That's being preparation. 2, he's a 2-time NASCAR champion. He won a truck championship and an Xfinity championship. You can't do that by luck. And now he's won Coke 600. He's won a 500, and now the 400. Like, come on now, it's not luck. They know what they're doing. They're putting themselves in position to win races, and he did what he had to do. He didn't wreck him. He just gave him a little love tap.
Neither one of you said the wreck. You had, what, 10 cars left when we get back racing after the rain delay? I have to feel like that had some type of...
It does, but so let me flip it. Say he gets through the wreck and he's second or third. We're not talking the whole red flag about what it would do. We're not building up the moment. And then if he doesn't win the race, like, it doesn't matter. Like, the only reason it mattered is because he finally sealed the deal and beat Austin Cindric. If he runs second, Now we're talking about the opportunity squandered or lost or missed. So, I mean, that pass in my mind was that put him in the playoffs. I mean, he had to miss the wreck, but if he doesn't pass Cindric, he's still out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What Steve said.
What Steve said.
Well, with his Daytona win, Austin Dillon became the second Richard Childress racing car to lock into this year's playoffs. But the question remains, how far can he go? AD is entering the playoffs for the 5th time in his career, and here's what he had to say after clinching his spot.
I think every time you make the playoffs, it's validation to yourself that you're one of the guys. Every time you're not in it, it doesn't feel good. You're not going to the banquet at the end of the year. You feel like you let your guys down, you let your company down. For me, it's everything, you know? So I don't think there's any other form of motorsport that has this type of competitiveness week in and week out. I mean, you go to qualify at Watkins Glen, and from 1st to 20th, I mean, you look at the timesheet and you're like holding your breath for a 100th to move you up 5 spots. It's what the Cup Series is supposed to be. It's challenging, and you never give up, because that's kind of, you know, what this year's told me.
All right, Whitney Dillon, pick out your award season dress, because you're going to the banquet. You get to be there. Dillon has made it to the round of 12 in 2 of his previous 4 playoff appearances. I just want to break this down, because 35 points separate number 1 of Chase Elliott right now and number 16 of Austin Dillon. So it really is anybody's game when it comes to this first round, and we restart and restack, and it's fresh meat in the water now. So does Austin Dillon make it a 3rd time to the round of 12 in 2022?
I think so. I think he does. I think I go with momentum. I like momentum. I like when you start getting on a roll and feeling good. I feel like they've had some speed, and I think these tracks, especially I look at Kansas, he had good speed at Kansas last year, so they're comfortable there. The 8 is still quick. If you can kind of get some of what the 8 is doing, your teammate, then I feel like they can make a run to the round of 12.
I'd love to agree, but I can't put Austin in the round of 12, and here's why. I think it's going to take points. I don't think he can win a race. Obviously, a win would advance him. And when you look at the points, he just can't seem to outrun the other playoff cars consistently enough. This is the stat for me. Stage points in the year. Let's talk the best. Chase Elliott has 235 points in stages. Austin Dillon has 32. So my point is, all right, so who he has to beat? Let's take Chase Briscoe. He has 100, right? Daniel Suarez has almost 90. So my point is, the stats would say Austin Dillon is going to run fine, but I think you're going to advance, fine needs to be like top 10, top 7, and I just can't get the 3 there.
Everyone gets a little ratcheted up a little.
Turn up the wattage there on the burner. All right, well, the field is set for the playoffs, and 15 of the 16 drivers have wins in the win column for the 2022 season. There's one name missing from this list that may surprise a lot of fans, but this is like burning my throat to come out. It was not a surprise for Steve. Here's what he had to say on the first episode back in the season early in February.
I'm struggling to put Martin Truex Jr. into the playoffs.
Whoa.
And it comes down to the new car, the approach to the new car. I've watched a lot of testing. He hasn't been in the car testing. I hope he proves me wrong. I'm not trying to predict his future, but if you asked me a surprise, Martin Truex Jr., I don't think it's just a guarantee, punch your ticket, he's into the 16 drivers. I think there's a lot of youth in the sport that are going to be attacking.
Well, Steve got that right, unfortunately. I hate saying this. This is the worst finish that Martin Truex Jr. has had since 2014. He's made the playoffs every single year since 2015. And Steve talked about the youngs attacking here in the NASCAR Cup Series, the youngins. 11 of the 16 are 30 or younger. So, but we did see 16 winners this season, Steve, so.
We did. We saw 16 winners. I'm going to call it a push because it wasn't 17. One's not even still in the field. So, listen, I feel bad for Martin Truex Jr. As I said in the clip, I didn't want to be right on this. He is 4th in points or 5th in points. Like, he's had a very consistent year. I think what we're seeing here, and for the fans that don't like this, trophies should trump consistency. That is what this point system is about. That is what NASCAR has designed. That is what we have raced within. Now, consistency has been enough most years. It wasn't this year, and I think that needs to kind of be felt through the garage area. Next year, when you pull into Daytona in February, you better think you're going to need a trophy. Now, on the other side, though, we had this conversation. You rerun a few races. The Daytona 500 was Cindric's win, and arguably, unless I'm missing one, his best chance at a win until we went back to Daytona again.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, the only race he won was the dirt race at Bristol that he went into turn 3 on the last lap of a half-mile dirt race in third.
Right.
Alex Bowman won a late caution at Las Vegas, gave Bowman the shot at his win. But now, if that caution doesn't come out, I actually think it's either Kyle Busch or Martin Truex Jr.
Right.
And then Austin Dillon survives the rain and the wreck to win here. So if you take these 26 races, you put them all in a bag and dump them back out again, I think you get a different playoff field, and we should celebrate that we have that much depth.
Yep.
But it took some extenuating circumstances for MTJ to be the first one out.
Yeah. So obviously Martin will not be in this playoff field when we take to the green flag at Darlington. But Steve, is that your biggest surprise of this playoff season?
Yeah, I mean, hands down. I think Martin, he's a champ. Him not being in it is the biggest surprise, as well as 15 winners. It's still a shock to me that we have that 15 winners in the playoffs.
Yeah. I got a couple big surprises. One, it's that all the Penske cars are in. All the Trackhouse cars are in. All the RCR cars are in. We expect all the Hendrick cars to be in. That's something you expect at this point. Very hard to do. But so that really caught me off guard, and that's a testament to all those organizations. And then it's Kurt Busch being out. Like, it's Kurt Busch not being able to come back and finish it. It's all a shock, and it's sad. Like, I hate it for him. Because they did everything they were supposed to do. They were running on a high. He was helping 2311 really get going. I really feel like he helped Bubba Wallace be a better race car driver as well. And Bubba's even said that. And he doesn't get to ride out. He doesn't get to finish that journey this year, and that just sucks.
I hate it for, like you mentioned, Bubba, for Michael, for the fans, just everybody kind of loses this. The field is better on Sunday when Kurt Busch is in it. He just adds that veteran flair that we love to cover.
He is an underrated leader in whatever organization he's in. Everywhere he's gone, he has made that place better, and he has won for, I'm pretty sure, almost all of them, if not all of them. And so, Kurt, we're thinking about you, buddy.
Yeah, classy move by KB to take himself out of this playoff contention, to have another spot open up for a driver that is healthy. But Kurt, we are thinking about you. We can't wait to see you back in the 45. Well, there have been plenty of ups and downs with multiple teams this season learning this new next-gen car, and we've seen different teams get hot at different times. Looking at the tracks in this first round, we have Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol, and now the playoff field of 16 is locked. Who's the sleeper in the round of 16?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm starting with you. There's one easy answer.
Come on, man.
One easy answer, and you don't want to say it.
Who? What? Wait. Who is it?
The one guy in with a 0 in the win column.
Who has been asleep? He's not just a sleeper pick. He's been asleep all season.
Hold on. We were just talking about stage points and how important those are. Chase Elliott, 235. Joey Logano, 203. If you look to who's third at 195 stage points, that is the 12.
What's your left finger? What column is your left finger on, though?
Put $1 million in that. Just put money signs in there, because that's what he won. He won $1 million.
Good thing it was 191 stage points.
You're right. Good thing. But we're in, baby. Whatever it takes. Listen, Tony Stewart made it in. He got in there on some, circumstances. We're in there now too. But my pick for surprise is Chase Briscoe. I think early on they had a lot of speed and they were running really well, and now they've kind of cooled off. They've been cool, but the 4 running better makes the 14 better. So I'm going to look at Chase Briscoe.
So the 12 is a lock for the round of 12 for you.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that he has 2,013 points and Chase Briscoe has 2,009.
Okay.
All right.
What are we talking about?
Go ahead, we'll talk.
I don't know if I want to get into this fight.
Careful.
But I don't know if this would be a sleeper, but if we could get some contract news on Kyle Busch, I think he would come to life.
Preach.
I think that Kyle Busch, he was different in the media this week. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. It's none of my business. But he was different. He had some smile. He had some great one-liners. He was, I don't know, just we've been around Kyle a long time. In the last couple weeks, he has transitioned. So I believe when I look at the 18 of Kyle Busch, it's the new. I don't even care if he comes back to Gibbs. That's not the news I'm not saying good news, bad news, just news. Tell Kyle Busch where he is racing next year, and I think you're going to get the best of Kyle Busch for the next 10 weeks, he could be the sleeper in the first round. If that news doesn't come, then I think he's through, but I don't think it's going to be fireworks or anything. Kyle Busch, I don't know if I can call him a sleeper, but he's my sleeper.
It's hard to say Kyle Busch is a sleeper because he's.
But if you look at this year and his numbers.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's why I took him. He's kind of a good sleeper.
It's not really a sleeper.
My sleeper pick is below the elimination line if we were to cut off at 12 right now.
I know where you're at.
I'm going to go with Daniel Suarez in the 99. Okay. You have tracks like Kansas coming up. You have a track like Bristol where he's shown some spark there. So give me the track house cars all day long.
I actually think Suarez is a good pick. He's the one driver below the cut line that I actually have advancing out of the round of 16.
You know, just agreeing. With a crew chief. That's a big deal.
Former.
Well, apparently, if everybody wins is under 30, an old former crew chief.
All right, well, Backseat Bets presented by BetMGM. This is all Darlington. It's the start of the playoffs, so we know the intensity will be cranked up for all 16 of the playoff drivers. First up, the momentum from the latest winner in the NASCAR Cup Series, Austin Dillon in the 3, versus the first winner of the 2022 season at the Daytona 500 with the 2 of Austin Cindric. So, Latard, you got 2 or 3?
Oh, I'm taking the 2. I think the 3 had a good run, but I think the 2 is going to be a little better at Darlington. This one's kind of coin flip, though.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm going to go with the 2-2.
Do 2? So you taking Logano?
No, not Logano. I'm taking the Austin Cindric 2 as well.
Okay. Just don't even say Austin.
Yeah. No,
this is going to confuse a guy. Yeah. I mean, I'm so confused.
I'm taking the Ford and the Penske car, whatever one that is.
Okay.
All right. I mean, the 22 is good. There obviously won in the earlier part of the year. I think that'll carry over. So, won that.
Well, Austin Dillon will win the race because I'm going Austin Cindric as well. So, going with the 2. T-O-O. All right, Kyle Larson versus Kyle Busch. We've talked about Kyle Busch obviously being maybe a sleeper pick for this round of 16. So, Mamba, who you got out of these 2?
Larson. Larson needs to get it. They need, I thought they would have got it going after the 600. They kind of did. It kind of fizzled out. It's been weird. They need to get rolling if they want to have a shot at this championship, to defend their championship, and this is a good place to do it.
I as well think Kyle Larson. I think that Kyle Busch, as you mentioned, is a sleeper. If the news came out, maybe I'd change my pick. So I'm going to hold this until Friday before I put it in the app. Before I put it in the app and pick on the fantasy which one I'm going to take. But early in the week, it's Kyle Larson.
Okay, another possible winner, Kyle Busch, because I'm going with Kyle Larson as well. So all 3 on the table. So that means Steve will change it by Sunday.
Definitely will change it.
All right, next up, Kevin Harvick in the 4 sparks some new life over there for he and Rodney Childers, or Tyler Reddick, who has 2 wins on the season. Steve, let's start with you on this one.
Tyler Reddick.
Oh, I like it.
I think Kevin Harvick is going to run well. My concern for Reddick is the length of the race. It is the Southern 500. But since he won the Xfinity Series championship, said he's been too aggressive, to this, to that, and he continues to prove me wrong. So while my brain is saying Harvick, I'm going to go with my gut. It says that Reddick's going to continue to prove me wrong, even in a 500-mile race. I'm taking Reddick.
I'm going with Harvick because of his late season momentum. I feel like momentum, I say it a lot, but I feel like it matters. And at that place, specifically Stewart-Haas, it matters a lot. So I'm going Harvick.
I am also going Kevin Harvick. Darlington with the 4? Come on.
There's the split. There's the split right there.
All right, well, this last one for the bets matchup, we have Chase Elliott versus Denny Hamlin. Mamba, we'll start with you on this one.
I really don't have a good reason to do this, to pick either one. I'm just going to go with Chase Elliott. I feel like I don't pick Chase enough on this show for a lot of things, and he's pretty good here, so I'll go with Chase.
Oh, I have a good reason. You know how many pit stops there's going to be at the Southern 500?
A lot.
Chase Elliott. Denny Hamlin's going to have to come down pit road that many times.
Yeah.
I mean, Denny Hamlin's going to be faster. And Denny Hamlin is going to be great at Darlington, but so isn't Chase.
Yeah. But
it's going to come down to, and listen, I don't mean to be ugly, but whether it's driver, pit crew, a guy stepping over the line, they've seemed to mess it up until I see a string of races clean on pit road. I'm taking Chase Elliott. It's going to be like 9 pit stops.
Oh.
Well, now you don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I didn't think about it, but just for the split and to disagree with these guys on the table, I'm going Denny Hamlin.
And that was your original pick.
He's
And
going
that
to be
was my original
fast.
pick.
That's not a bad pick.
No,
it's just,
yeah.
I mean, Kevin Harvick could have not won 2 races if Hamlin could just do the whole service your car thing.
Yeah.
Like quickie lube, in and out.
Okay, well now we don't have to worry about win and in. It's basically win and advance. You survive and make it to the next round of this playoff system here in the NASCAR Cup Series. But if you get this first win checked off, you basically cruise through to Kansas and Bristol. So a lot on the line. Every single driver wants to be the first winner in the playoffs and focus on the round of 12. But only one will do it at the end of Darlington. It's the Southern 500. It's an old racetrack, slick. You hit the wall. The lady in black is a mean old lady. So, Steve, your guest here. Who are you going with your Darlington pick?
So I'm going to take, I believe it's going to come down to Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. And because I took Chase Elliott in the matchup, I'm taking Chase Elliott for the win. I'll double down and say Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson 1-2.
Oh, he's doubling down. It's one of your moves.
Watkins Glen all over again. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, they're going to play nice into turn 1. Chase is going to be the leader. Kyle's going to just chase him around there.
I'm going with the 24. I think redemption. I think Willie B is ready to get onto a string of racetracks that he's comfortable with, and I think it's time. He's had good playoff runs before. This is a deep one for him this year. I feel like it's time to go get it, William.
An unsuccessful season last year has just sparked a fire in this old guy. Give me the 4, Kevin Harvick. Victory lane at Darlington. First one to lock into the playoffs. Oldest in the field.
Here's the point, and we should all celebrate this. I mean, I could give you 10 or 12 guys that are really, really good picks. Something about it, like the Fords are good there, the Chevys are good there, Toyotas were great at some track. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great to see.
Well, not just the playoffs. So there's a lot of excitement around the NASCAR Cup Series as the drama of the playoffs unfold. Another thing to get pumped up for is the new NASCAR docuseries Race for the Championship, which debuts this week on USA. Here's the trailer. We're excited.
Time to strap in and get them going. Everyone's excited.
NASCAR drivers are some of the best race car drivers in the world.
This is what everybody came to see.
3, 2, 1, wheel to the right.
That's the goal, right? There's the big trophy at the end of the day. I just want to win.
We've all got those couple of crazy friends that do crazy things. Well, this is 40 of us.
When I think about gladiators, NASCAR drivers are very much in that vein.
I want to be the one that steals the show.
Be a husband, be a father, be a race car driver.
And when you're in the car and you don't think about, like, ooh, I can get hurt. I got life insurance policy for that, and it's up to date.
Oh.
Even when you don't win, I try not to have many bad days.
It's time to meet your brother.
It is nice disconnecting from all the rest of the mess.
You like being an owner and not just a driver? You like being both?
We can win a championship with everybody in this room, the equipment in this building.
It takes everything that you have.
Mentally, physically.
I wanted to, like, try it, man.
The guy tried to wreck me down the backstretch.
Race with somebody wheel to wheel, it's inevitable to piss somebody off.
You guys.
They're at it again, all the way to the inside.
Our livelihoods are made by beating that guy.
Sometimes I feel like people are better when they're pissed off.
Dear Heavenly Father, please bless Chase today. Please keep him safe.
Death is my biggest fear.
Trouble turn 2. Oh, Busch is upside down.
Racing scares the crap out of me.
Trouble turn 2. Forward into the outside wall. Steaming to the line. Unbelievable. Checkered flag in the air.
Welcome to playoffs.
Who will be the NASCAR champion?
It's going to be a drag race.
Way down we go.
You're not going to want to miss it. The NASCAR Cup Series drivers, exclusive behind-the-scenes content. You're going to get to follow these guys through the championship race. So tune in this Thursday, September 1st at 10 p.m. Eastern on USA. Boy, you guys have a lot of TV homework. You're also going to sit on your couches and watch that on Thursday night. And then you're going to be right back there on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. All of the coverage on USA to watch the first race of the playoffs. And as always, you gentlemen, I appreciate it. And we'll see you right back here, race fans, on the backseat table in Backseat Drivers.